What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome back. We've got some ranked on the docket for this evening. Probably mostly ranked duos, assuming that we have people who want to jump in and play, but I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, we're not Condor yet, JB. We're not Condor yet. When I said climbing towards, we are climbing towards Condor. I think we're still in birdie, so we've got a long way to go. But that's obviously the goal, right? The top of the mountain. But I hope you're doing well. Yeet, welcome back. I guess I'll start off by saying this. We've got the rest of our Ryder Cup matches scheduled. Now, the score when we finished Saturday early afternoon, I guess mid-afternoon, finished like 3:30 on Saturday. USA had taken an 8-4 lead. But it has been a bit of a battle here. This is the current score, 9.5 to 9.5. The half points, there was a matchup from week 1 that they just never really were able to get scheduled. I think they went to play and the 2K servers were having issues and it just hadn't been rescheduled. So they took halves on that. We are tied at 9.5 each, 6 points for a team to get the win. So yeah, it's a bit of a dogfight out there. Now we have our final 2 matches scheduled. We'll be playing a 4-ball on Wednesday. However, it will not be during stream time. Stream is at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be playing this match at 4, which means we'll be having 2 streams that day, and it's going to be a full sweat Wednesday. So effectively what's going to happen, I'm going to go live. I'm going to finish work at 3. We're going to go live 3:15. Match at 4. Play the match. I expect that to take us with a 4-ball probably till 6 or so. We'll log off. I'll go and eat dinner, spend time with family, do bedtime with the kiddo. Then we'll be back at 8, and then we've got Revens. We got 4 rounds of Revens. So there's going to be a lot of golf on Wednesday. Still have our normal slate today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 o'clock. And then Saturday, we're going to be hopping on in the morning. I have an 8 a.m. singles match against PGA Dave. We will be going live for that around 7:15. Match at 8. I feel like a singles match play should probably only take, if I had to guess, an hour or so. Hour and a half at the worst. So we've got a bunch of different things going on. Going to be a very heavy content week. Things will settle back down. We'll have, we'll break things up Tuesday, Thursday still with our playthrough of Star Wars. But just giving you guys all the heads up that that's what we've got going on this week. So I put it in Discord. Things are obviously at quite different times to our normal schedule, but that's kind of how it goes when you're playing with people 5-6 hours ahead. So yeah, just giving you guys the heads up that we will be streaming normal time, but also going to be some extra stuff outside of normal time. Try and do my best to announce that stuff on Discord. Obviously, if you're not in Discord, then you're missing out on announcements and stuff. I need to look into, because I know that Discords are such a hard thing with that everyone pings and different stuff. I should probably set up Discord roles for if people want to be announced, if people want updates to stream times and if people want updates to going live. Because I feel like there are some things, it gets that channels just get muted, or servers just get muted. And I get it, because as time has gone on, more and more people have their own Discords, and so it's a lot to try and keep up with and be active in a lot of people's Discords. I'm not looking for people to be active in mine. I mean, obviously, I would love for people to be active in mine, but I'm not setting it up in a way where I'm like, join my Discord. I want you to talk in there all the time. If you do, that's great. I'm available. I'll talk to you. But I think as far as announcements and stuff go, I feel like it's the most direct way that I can announce things. Oh, nice. Good way to start. Yeah, I used to put stuff on Twitter, but Twitter's it's a timeline thing, right? Like, not everyone's gonna see it. The timing of, like, when you check Twitter, like, I think it's very, very, very easy for people to miss announcements. So I feel like Discord is the place that makes the most sense. So that's, I haven't really been tweeting too much of late. I feel like Discord is the best place to put it, but yeah, definitely think I need to, or I've thought about, I don't know if I need to, but I've definitely had the thought about having the like roles for announcements and such. That might just be in with 100% instead of 101. So yeah, I'll obviously try and keep those reminders going through the stream today and whatnot. Hopefully somebody reminds me, because I am unfortunately quite forgetful. I don't know how that got so close. I think I know what happens with that. I've had it happen before. I think sometimes when I'm trying to get a feel out to the right, I actually like, or even to the left, sometimes I get like around the joystick. So like instead of just like pushing out to the right, I like come around it and kind of get my thumb on the outside of it and pull it back while having like an out kind of feel. I just get around the joystick, and obviously is not a good thing. Just like that putt, not a good thing. Man, I am so bad at putting. We had one match, the match that we lost, I did not hit any putts. It was truly terrible. But then like we have it where like I've had otherwise 2 monster putts. One in the first match, one in the third. I don't understand. How we can be so bad at it sometimes and other times still come up with the nice shot. Called the Discord peeps who want to be notified, the 108 Club. Well, here's the thing, JB. I mean, first off, technically we play stuff other than golf, and there may be some people out there who golf is all they care for. But that's not the important part with this. The big thing there is the 108 Club. I think I've hit 108 in the entirety of this game. I just don't think it's don't think it's the right term. That would imply that nobody would ever want the notifications because it never happens. Or just that the notification itself would never happen. Come on. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love that. Alright, well, yeah, flip the script. Bad putts that make one. Alright, par 5. It's for... I'm gonna choke the shot. Nice and smooth, 101. Bounce it down. I guess I could have gone full, but I just get scared about the end of the fairway there and ending up in the rough. Now I'm just in an awkward spot. Closed it. Still climb up there. I'll take that. That absolutely works. Greatest putter in the game, Scott? Yeah, something like that. Nice. Right on cue. Right on cue. Love that for me. Absolutely love that for me. All right, we're hitting a low fade. Double crossed. Okay, that was unexpected and terrible. What's going on, Andrew? Big win for the Birds yesterday? Absolutely. Absolutely. Apparently, though, we won that game 3 months ago, according to Shefty, which, it's so dumb, man. Under, nice. Just incredible commentary from the media. What's going on, Alex? Welcome back. But so it goes. So it goes. Hey, Villabroor. How's it going? Been seeing me on your YouTube feed last week? Wondering if this is my full-time job? I get into live stream video game golf. So it is not my full-time job. This is just something that I enjoy doing. You know, spend my night after the kiddo goes to bed. But yeah, I have streamed since 2016. Funny enough, I started with like Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3 challenge running and stuff, and just over the years that's been where things have leaned. But as time has gone on, I kind of got burned out on that stuff. And I like sports. Grew up playing sports. Enjoy golf, enjoyed the old Tiger Woods games and stuff. And so when PGA 2K21 came out, I saw it, friend told me to give it a try, and then started streaming it and just kind of got sucked in from there. I'm still underswinging these. Need to hold on a hair longer, it seems. Always have something to say. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's the Eagles, or who knows. Who knows? But yeah, it's like the best they can do is just win without that play being necessary, like in the Super Bowl. Sure, they scored the first touchdown with it, but just like the rest of the game was a clear showing that it didn't matter. That's the only way that, you know, it seems like the media will be happy about it. 4-string, what's going on? All this broadcasting time tiring? I mean, yeah, it can be. But I enjoy it, so like that's the trade-off. Because the thing is, for me, like I started streaming as like I'm gonna spend most of my nights hanging around and just playing video games anyway, so why not play games and have a chance at having people come and hang out, and then it's just kind of grown from there. You know, I'm a competitive person by nature. You know, I enjoy, you know, learning and getting better at things. So for me, like, sure, it started with that, but, you know, over time, it definitely grows. What a shot. I think it's going to come back down, though. So close. Hey, good evening, Busey. Is this game competitive? Yes. So we're gonna play ranked tonight, which is like the game's kind of set ranked, you know, competitive mode. But we play in a system called, oh, nice putt. We play in a system called TGC Tours, which is run through the societies in the game. Basically, you've got 1,000 or 2 players that play every week. There's like 15 tiers. You play in weekly tournaments, can move up and down the tiers based on how you play. So that's the big competition that we play in. Now it's kind of in a bit of an off season right now. Bit of an off season right now, so it's kind of waiting for that to come back around. Keep underswinging. Nice. We're in the top tier. I am currently ranked 20th in the world. We were 16th, but we missed the cut in the final tournament of the season. Dropped a little bit. One or two things 2K25 doesn't have. Bring from 2K21 and 23. I mean, one thing that I would want that's just not in anything is like a master ranked mode. What a time to clutch up the overpowered power drive. Now, it's not a 108, but 102 will do enough to get us over the creek. But yeah, so it's set up platinum. So if you ever see like platinum rounds in our stream title, that's what it's referring to. Platinum, Elite, Kinetic. It was set up as like P for PGA, E for European, and K for Corn Ferry. Platinum, Elite, Kinetic. And then they have 12 flights of the Challenge Circuit. We also play in True Sim, which is just kind of a side tour that they run. They'll play like more realistic courses, but they'll take away some of the assists, which I always have a good time with that. We're gonna actually be playing in a True Sim Ryder Cup in I guess next week. Closed it. Womp womp. What's going on, Joe? Dustin or Bubba? I mean, probably nowadays Dustin, if I had to guess. In Prime, though, maybe I'm going Bubba. Come on, down the hill. I did underswing it. Play golf myself? I do. Not very well and not a lot. So those are, I think, very correlated. But yeah, I do try and play. I'm going to try and get out to the range tomorrow after work, I think. Why am I still closing that? I'm trying to finish out to the right. I've never played sim golf. I have used a TrackMan a couple of times. I've used the TrackMan a couple of times, James, but on the range, I've never like tried to play around with it. Although a neighbor of mine that we've made friends with, he's got a simulator in his basement, so that might be on the cards during the winter time, which I'm pretty excited for. Well, that is online. Come on. Be good. Close. That is close. Oh, my videos? I appreciate that, Baseball. Glad you enjoy it, man. Yeah, what's going on, Baffled? Welcome back, dude. Good to see you as well. How the game controls work? So, swing with the joystick. You can, if you're playing keyboard and mouse, swing with your mouse. There's also, which they don't have competitive options for it, but there is a 3-click, or like sort of 3-click. There's a click mechanism. But basically it's swing the joystick back, try and get it in the white squares on the backswing and on the downswing. If you miss, that's going to determine how much you miss, and that's not much more to it than that. I mean, you can put shot shaping and stuff on. That's where it starts to get a little bit more complicated. But at its core, you know, and with the basics, it is aim and swing, and yeah, just adjust for the lie and the wind. Push that one. Little bit of a backstop. Not fast enough though on the greens. Even though there was 74s, I just still don't think they're quite fast enough. Oh, what a putt. What a putt. Best way to judge wind? So for me, it's kind of a visual feel for the left to right, which is a weakness in my game. It definitely would be better if I had a stronger feel for it otherwise. But as far as just like wind speed, your baseline is the way I look at it is a pure tailwind and a pure headwind are like your best baselines. So generally speaking, pure tailwind plays about like 80%. So like 10-yard tailwind gives you about 8 yards of carry. Headwind is like a 1.5 times multiplier. You know, so 10 is 15-yard loss. There are caveats. You know, as it plays on diagonals, it obviously plays less. If it's very high wind, it's closer to like a 1.8 multiplier. If it's a moderate, it's closer to like 1.2 2 kind of like our medium win is kind of like a 1.2. I still play everything kind of 1.5. It helps factor in the lie percentage, because even fairway lies can get 97, 98, 99% depending on what you got going on. But that's like general rule of thumb. Other than that, for me, it's like a visual feel for left to right. Which is part of why I will go on stretches where all of a sudden I'm 3 yards left or right of the hole, because I don't have like a formula. Hate putts like that, man. Physics realistic, a lot of assistance stuff. So there's a whole array of difficulty. The physics don't change, but as far as assists go, like on lower difficulties, you can have a bunch of the assists on. On higher difficulties, they start to go off, and you can customize. You can customize them as you'd like. So the TGC Tours stuff that I was talking about play on like custom, master, and legend difficulty. It's kind of like a cross in between there, of like the default settings with some other things turned off in the swing difficulty set. When we play ranked, it'll be the default pro, so there'll be a little bit more help. You'll have lines and you'll have numbers on the aim marker and things of that nature. Closed it. I was trying to be gentle with it, but I ended up underswinging it and closing it, which is like just double the whammy. Keep underswinging it, man. Online, just keep being like 2-3% short. But yeah, Villabro, there, if you are interested, now I'm not affiliated with them at all, I just play it because I like it, but they do have a free demo. I think it's called PGA Tour 2K25 First Look. I don't know why they called it First Look and not Demo. I feel like, and maybe if you look up Demo, it still comes up. But yeah, you have that as an option if you would like to give it a little bit of a test run. I think it only has one course that you can play, but your progress transfers over and you can tinker with any of the settings. So it's wide open in that regard, like being able to test out the physics and the controls and difficulty and such. So a little above the feet. Why do I keep, every time I like try and not hit it 101%, I keep doing that. That was such a good chip attempt. Revline, welcome back. Not much, man. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? Villabor, thank you for the YouTube sub. Appreciate it, man. Cold Door Rex. I said climbing map. We're not actually all that close. We're not actually all that close. We're working our way there, but I'm pretty sure we're still in birdie. Underswing have less risk for contact, Darren? I guess technically yes, because once you start to overpower it, not that I can really show it because of the difficulty, but when you start to overpower it, the contact windows shrink. So if you hit perfect or like just a hair over, There's no risk. Overpowers, shrink it, under swings. There's no effect basically on it until you go over. 127, 122. You got a little bit of wind, but it's also a little uphill. 120. I'm gonna put this. I feel like I gotta loft it. I don't know if this is the right play. Okay, that was too much. That was too much. Doesn't help that I pushed it. Yeah. Because that uphill lie, that wasn't ideal. Oh, if I don't close that might just go in. Swing finger gets sore? Not usually. Not usually. Every once in a while, though, like if we're playing like 4 rounds and I'm like getting real sweaty and kind of tense, the only thing that might get sore is like if I kind of rest my thumb too much off the pad, because I have a tendency to swing kind of on the underside of the joint here instead of like with my thumb pad. I swing a little bit lower, so that can sometimes get a little bit sore because it'll sometimes sit like on the edge, yeah, of the joystick, and there's obviously not much cushion there. But for the most part, we don't play like quite enough to be, you know, completely bore down by that. All right, does anybody want to play some duos? Best society for a plus 16.8 handicap? Well, I mean, the handicaps don't really mean anything. You know, because like if you're playing a bunch of like actual courses, I think the handicaps tend to be a lot better. But if you're playing a lot of not official courses, your handicap gets really skewed. Like I'm a plus 25.3. You know, it's not really a good indicator. You'll get in there, Alex? All right, I'll get a room set up. Because like you can see here, Salem Creek, Huntington Sound, Yoho River Golf Course, right? Those are all official courses that you look at. -1, -2.4, -9.2. But then you look at some of the other ones. Thistleton, Scotland, a pair of 24, -24.7s. A 55 put us at a -29. Doesn't really mean much. Context matters. You'll queue one with me whenever, Vandy? All right, let me bring up a notepad here. I'll make a queue. So you're up after Alex. Is there pay to win? Technically, in the like smallest way possible. The upgrades to new shot types are on the Clubhouse Pass. That being said, you don't really need them. Like, I use them a little bit, but they're not like crazy needed in order to do it. The Bears still suck. Pseudo, what's going on, dude? Bot, welcome back. Let's get some holeouts. I'll try, man. I was saddened to see when I hold out from 185 or whatever in Revens that wasn't within cash-in distance, but then we hold that 94-foot putt that you were so disgruntled to see. It's okay, Vandy. I mean, look at my ranks. I'm birdie 2, and is that par 1? So it's not like I'm a crazy ranked player or anything. But yeah, their equipment upgrades. Basically, you have your regular character upgrade and stats, and if you play 2K23, it's pretty well the similar stats to that. They have it set up where there are 6 pairs of stats, right? Each pair gets 25 attribute points that you can equip to it. So instead of having the 2K23 system where like each positive has a negative, it's just each positive takes away from the max you can have on the other one. The upgrades come on the clubs, and so for each club set, you can have upgrades that add to those stats of the base character, so you can kind of tweak things so that you're like, my driver is full power, but my wedges and my irons are a bit more balanced. My wedges actually have like a timing on there. So there's stuff like that. Each tier allows you to have more stats per fitting. Basically what it comes down to. Hitting it well, but your putting's not that good? Sounds like me. Sounds like me. When's that lesson coming, bot? When do I get the putting lesson? I'm still waiting. At this point, I don't think it's ever... I think it's going to be like the carrot on a stick. Oh, yeah. Or you'll make a putt and then be like, see, didn't you learn? Go back to the golf club when everyone was built equally. I feel like having become a AAA title, that we will never see anything like that again. Don't need you. I make one long putt. I make one long putt, and I'm all right. The meta with stats. I mean, I think it mostly just depends on the individual. I think the meta is the technician build and just having as much forgiveness as possible. I think once you get beyond the need for that level of forgiveness, you start to move to a little bit more balanced of a build. You know, have a little bit more power, a little more shaping, a little more... Yeah, I think for everything, putting should be weight and rhythm, regardless of what your setup is. Power drive only? What's going on, Todd? Also, bot, I'm very happy that you switched back to the American side. Bring the powerhouses of True Sim. Stack the table a little bit. Get in there, Alex. Whoa, how much pace is this guy putting on? He knows he has the meter, right? In before it's like Oakmont green speeds. Just felt like he was pulling it so far back. Shirt actually a golf polo? Yes. Yes, this is a golf polo. I mean, it's still been pretty warm here. I mean, it's a little bit cooler now, but it's been in the upper 70s to 80s, so like, and my stream room gets hot, so I tend to just wear, yeah, because it's more athletic shirt, more comfortable. It's also like a weird... So here's the thing that I've kind of kept, and I don't know if other people are like this that work from home. Even though I'm working from home and I'm not really on too many video calls, I try to dress as if I was going to work. Now, I work in tech, so shorts and a polo or even shorts and a t-shirt is fine. I just like, I don't wear athletic shorts. Oh, what a shot, dude. I don't wear athletic shorts when I'm working from home. I like save those for like if I change like later in the day or on the weekends. I don't know if I'm weird for that. It's like a mindset thing, I think. Even though I'm not going into a physical office with other people, try and dress like I'm going to work. It's like the only bit of like work normalcy that I maintain. It's always important. I mean, not that I'm like dressing to impress by any stretch. Like I will wear, like, the stuff that I wear on stream is what I've typically worn during the day, right? So like the graphic tee or whatever. Yeah, I'm not against wearing a Phillies or an Eagles or a, you know, just a logoed t-shirt while I'm working, but like I won't wear athletic shorts. I did not think that the wind was gonna be enough to bring that bunker into play. That ended up being quite lucky. Normal, stay in PJs, wouldn't feel like you're working, less productivity. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just, even with like sweats and athletic clothes and stuff, like they're not pajamas, but to me it feels kind of along that same line. Freedom Renegades, what's going on? This is awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hope you're doing well. So that's like the one mental thing. That, and obviously like I try and, well, I mean, I guess that's probably the only thing, because I watch Twitch and YouTube and stuff while I work, which I would have done, I used to do in the office. New job, I wasn't able to access it in the office, but from home I can. But still get my stuff done, do good work. I was talking to somebody else who works from home, and it's like, you can definitely tell the people that work from home that like are fully distracted and like not really doing anything for the most part, because it's like, I know what I can get done in a certain amount of time, and like you kind of know your skill set versus other people's, and it's like, because I remember I went on paternity leave and I came back and we were down 3 people. That was like 2023. Had a couple of people that it was like, we had started working from home pandemic, and then I think 2 of them like started a business and were like working their stuff like during work hours, and the other guy, all I heard was that there was an internal investigation and he was no longer working for the company. So I'm like, okay, well, it checked out, because I was like, I would do back end work and like be like, why is the front end not done? Like I could learn the front end and have done it by now. Tech vertical, Seth? Not a techie yourself, but you say 50-50 dress for work professionally to laid back fit. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, even when I worked, yeah, I'm a software developer, and like I've worked for 2 different companies, and like managers would kind of dress in like jeans or kind of dress pants and like a button up. But outside of that, like, I feel like all the devs, you know, dress pretty casually. Not like full casual. Slow. Not like full casual in terms of like athletic wear. But I feel like jeans are like khaki shorts and just like a t-shirt, even with the graphic, is considered pretty normal. But again, it depends on the company, but I do think that that's part of the kind of tech. I don't even want to say dress code, but like just the way things are, it's pretty relaxed. I mean, heck, our new, he's not like new anymore, but like our CTO, he wears like no shoes in some of the, like, I don't think he wears shoes most of the time, which is kind of wild, but he's like in a sweatshirt and stuff, like in corporate wide events. And it's like, all right, got it. Yeah, what's going on, Abe? It's going well, dude. Just getting going with some ranked, you know, chilling out, trying to climb our way out of birdie. We're taking it easy because we've got a couple of Ryder Cup matches this week. So I guess this is probably a good point to remind people. If you missed the announcement in Discord earlier today, we've got 2 bonus streams this week. So we will have our normal 8 p.m. Eastern streams, but we will also have an extra stream on Wednesday. So that means 2 streams Wednesday and 1 on Saturday. The extra stream on Wednesday, tournament match starts about 4 p.m. We will go live about 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Saturday as an 8 a.m. matchup. So we will go live probably like 7:15 in the morning. Are the points tight? You tell me. You tell me. When I finished my match 3:30 on Saturday, that was to put us to an 8-4 lead. How the turntables? How the turntables? What's my player build, Maverick? I am a sculptor. I got like 79 power as my default. I run max power on my driver. Most of my bag is pretty well run on as much contact and swing path as I can get, which is right around 90. Had a kid flip a table at work today, Quickman? Nice. How the turntables? Isn't that a... I'm pretty sure that's a Michael Scott quote. Isn't it? Or am I misquoting? Hopefully you're doing well though, Quicklin. Aside from that, my sister-in-law is a teacher. And I think her first year of teaching, she had a desk thrown at her. And I guess they're like the desks with the attached chairs. So, that's pretty wild. Alright, we got quads on the partial here. I'm trying to land it short and left so they can take a monster kick up and to the right. Get on there. Oh, it's too far right. That's so close, though. That's so close. I don't know what else I mean, I'd have to be like a couple inches to the left, I feel like. Getting it up there and like sticking it. It's always going to be a tough ask. You had a turntable, but the tables turned to all digital music, Nomad? The only turntable I've ever had, because I'm not, you know, look at me, of course I'm the DJ type. I had DJ Hero for the Wii, because we were that family, aka I was overruled by my younger siblings. I wanted an Xbox 360, we got a Wii. Don't get me wrong, Wii was great, but I was the kid playing Guitar Hero and all that stuff. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, absolutely dominated on the Wii. Just running up kill streaks left and right. Absolute menace. I did eventually get a 360 in like 2010, I think. Maybe 10 or 11. I don't know. Halo Reach. Whatever year Halo Reach came out, I think that was the Christmas I got a 360 for myself. OG Nuke? Yeah, but Modern Warfare only had 3, 5, and 7 kill streaks. I don't believe there were nukes on that. I think you had UAV at 3. What is it? They dropped the... Yeah, I think that was Modern Warfare 2, which I did end up getting, because I think I got Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 when I got my 360. But Modern Warfare 2 was obviously the last one, so more people were playing Black Ops, but Modern Warfare 2 like had this cult following. But yeah, Modern Warfare 1, I think, was just like UAV, the airstrike, and then a helicopter at 7. But you could like combo, if you did it right, you could combo the strike into the helicopter. Been many a year, yeah. It has indeed been many a year since I've played those games. The last Call of Duty that I played was Modern Warfare 3. Played like one match online. I think most of what I played that wasn't the campaign was playing the like survival mode or whatever with my buddy. People bike to work and will be sitting at a booth in their cycling gear hopping on a call. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. People take call, or they'll like be out playing golf, you know, and step off to the side, let people play through to take a work call. Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff depends on your position. You know, if you get your stuff done and like you just need to be available for calls, or like it's yeah, some people definitely are playing it a little bit riskier than others. I think my conscience weighs a little bit too heavy for stuff like that. Yeah. I take enough slack with watching Twitch and YouTube and stuff during the day, but like I also get my work done and, you know, still get good corporate reviews and, you know, stuff from my manager. So as long as my, you know, work performance and such does not just fall off, like I think I'm okay. But I could never just like up and disappear out to go on a bike ride or to go play golf and like just hope that nobody notices that I'm not there. Because it's not like with the toddlers that like I don't want to then like try and make up my work at night because I went out and played golf during the day. Like I have a kid, I want to stream. You know, obviously have to make different sacrifices on the activities that I participate in. I think that we have to play a little bit. Got this a little bit too high. I'm trying to play this short and soft enough that it gets into this bowl. Trying to play that a little bit more left. That took a higher, harder kick. Yeah, there are certainly people who get away with not doing a lot of work and maintaining positions, which I don't know if that just speaks to the position itself or what, but I suppose as long as your deliverables don't look askew, then carry on. We are playing... Pretty much just going to hang out and play some ranked duos tonight, Alex. Just chill and play some ranked duos, because Wednesday we're gonna have Ryder Cup 4-ball in the first stream, and then second stream we'll be back on and doing Revens. So just kind of taking it easy tonight. Wednesday's gonna be full sweat day. Exploring the course, yeah, that was still. I don't think they could have, at least with that shot type, done anything different than that. That's a pretty nice shot from there. That, however, was not so great. That was not so great. I was surprised that they're not just forfeiting. That was a bizarre animation. Had the animation showed it aiming to the right, and then this like crazy pull to the left. Yeah, at the problem is I'm ranked in birdie, which means we can get quite the array of opponents. Now, the last time that I played, which I guess would have been last week this time, we did get 2 matches against, I mean, it was the same pair of guys, but it was like an eagle and condor pair. We showed them to business with 2 different partners, so that was no concern. But yeah, my birdie rank can definitely bring in some interesting competition. Well, GG's. Hopefully it gave us the win. I mean, it doesn't let us see what their rank is, which is always annoying. But GG's, Alex. Good playing. I think we lost a match in like our placement matches or something. But we are now sitting 30-1 on the season. It's not bad, but from what I'm seeing to get to Condor, what's the least? The problem is I don't have like a rank that I'm carrying over, so these guys that are like, yeah, 45 and like Woe is 45-6, but he's probably carrying a bunch of weight from previous seasons. It's gonna take a lot for me to get up to Condor. 4th looks good. Look at this guy. That's a lot of duo matches, JB. Can you play with boss? I'll put you in the queue, man. You'll be up next after we play this match with Vandy. All right. Hey, thank you, Alex. GG's, man. Thanks for playing. All right. So yeah, I got you up after Vandy. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start the room up here. For those unfamiliar with the normal flow of things, we gotta every like hour or so clear out some of the pre-rolls on the Twitch side of the stream. So we take a 3-minute break, run the ads, nobody misses a thing. So go stretch, grab a snack. I will see you guys in 3 minutes, and we will get to play another match here. Next up, Vandy. All right, I will see you guys in 3 minutes. BRB. It's raining. Ads. We are back. All right. Let's see what we got, Vandy. What up, Darby? Welcome back. How do you get better clubs? So you can... It's pretty much just upgrading clubs. All of the clubs are the same at the base level. From the clubhouse pass and sometimes from the shop, you can buy ones that start at a higher tier. But otherwise, if you just continue to evolve the clubs, they'll just the same club will just keep getting better. So it allows you to have whatever aesthetic you want. But it's pretty well just from playing, getting them as an unlock, from like career mode or clubhouse pass, or purchasing one in the shop and then upgrading it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, there's not like this club is better. It might just be faster, you know, and less expensive. They're ducking us. Well, the last match we had a solo. We had 2 solos, I think. I'm surprised that we're finding them in the time that we are. Little embezzlement. Just a little bit. Although the dude is massive. Little embezzlement. All right, let's see what they got, Vandy. You said you're not ranked, so have you been ranked before in duos? Do you carry anyway? I guess we might find out pretty fast by how violently they slice or hook shots. Well, that seems to be piped to me. No placement matches haven't since launch. Okay. Focused on solos. I wonder how that works. If you have a high solos rank, do they factor that into your duos placements and like trying to match you against stronger players at all? Or are they like fully isolated? Don't think so. I wouldn't think so, but like solos to duos in this, like I could see it, because in golf I feel like it's different than, I don't know, something like Rocket League, right? Like duos to trios, solos, like they all play a bit differently. But in golf, it's like, I feel like if you're good at singles, there should be an assumption that you're good at duos. But I guess some of it also just depends on your part. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. My solo ranking is way worse because I barely play that. Ranked diehards have a disdain for duo condors, call them fake condors. Well, I also just think that the competition is way less steep in duos. I don't even think it's so much that, like, they're a better duos player than they are in singles. I mean, you can obviously get carried a bit. You have to be competent enough to not completely derail the team, but you can get a little bit of a carry in duos. But I just think that the number of people in duos, it's a bit weaker competition pool. $178, so this like actually wants to break. still breaks on me. Gosh darn it. I thought I made the right read on that putt. Fortunately for us, though, they're going to give us it anyway. Oh. All I know is when people ask me what rank I am, I just say I could be Condor if I actually played this a lot. But I'm birdie. Or no, I'm par. I'm par in solos. My bad. I'm birdie in duos. I always have to fall back on my TGC rank. Like, well, I'm only par in ranked, but in TGC I'm ranked 20th in the world and was 16th a couple weeks ago. So, you know, I like to think I'm pretty good at the game. But if your reference for how good someone is at the game is just their rank, then I'm not very good. I can't see the flag. There it is. Shade makes it very difficult sometimes. What's going on, Jaylee? Welcome back. Pretty much anyone at the top of the Pro Tours could easily be Condor. Yeah. Yeah, one of the Pro Tours. Yeah, I would think, especially Elite and Plat. I mean, probably Kinetic as well, because you're playing the game on much more difficult settings. So theoretically, you should be just a lot more used to what you're gonna see in here. Last season there were like 14 2200 singles. There were like 400 2200 duos. Only 14, I guess. Yeah, I guess I just don't know like how popping or not the ranked scene is. Yo, what's going on, Scarlett? How's it going, dude? Good to see you. Hope all's well with you. Ooh, 7-iron. That's close. Baby, I'm gonna put the baby draw on to try and extract some distance. Didn't do it. Even with the 101, I was hoping that the little bit of baby draw side wind would just add a hair of carry. Because if I could have gotten just over that slope, I think we bounce up and we give it a run at the hole, but we're on there. We got a putt. Just a bit shorter than I would have liked it to have been. Yeah, I mean, they're hitting great shots. I can't believe they completely crapped that one putt. Yeah, what's going on, guy? Good evening. Welcome back. Taste of Legend Swing and very high everything. Hard to go back to ranked playlists. Get in there, Vandy. Yeah, like the thing for me is I don't need it to be very high wins, but like throw some medium to high wins at me more often in ranked, and even just give me a master ranked playlist. Like turn off the blue line, turn off the number on the A marker. Although I don't know if that goes away in master, but like take the win number off. Give me some more wind. Make it a little bit less forgiving when you miss. You know, I just want there to be a little bit extra skill involved. Plan to play this season? Get in there, Jaylee. TGC is great. Ranked with Master Swing and win very. I would, if there was more to it, I would play more. I would play more ranked. As it stands for me, it's a little bit lacking. I enjoy this because I can play with, you know, people from the stream. You know, just have a chill night, going out and playing ranked. But like if I, you know, for extra content, and because I think that, I don't know, I feel like if you had in your title then like master ranked whatever, I just feel like that would be a little bit more compelling to the people that are looking for that ranked content. It's like, oh, this guy plays in the harder stuff. Or if ranked had like, so I've never played, but from what I've heard of the MLB The Show games, is basically they, I guess, have like a progressive rank system that like the higher up the rank you go, the harder the difficulty you have to play on. Which I think would be an interesting concept. Made Albatross Condor Master Swing be into very high. Oh yeah, I mean it would just. I think the reason that we probably won't see something like that is I don't think that the general populace of the game, even those who play a fair amount of ranked, would enjoy that, because it raises the bar for the level of skill, and I think you probably have some frustrations across the board as players have to, you know, have to navigate, you know, more than likely scoring worse. You know, the trade-off to the extra parity is that as you're playing these matches against people, like, more holes can be won or lost. There's less pushes, and you're not tying as many holes. Facing another Condor on an official course with low winds is such a snooze fest. Any course, yeah, particularly official ones, because the official ones tend to be a lot flatter. You don't get as many crazy lies, the low winds and like lack of elevation. It's like a point and shoot. And don't get me wrong, putting has like putting should be a premium thing because that's how it is in real life, but I feel like it just takes so much away from the ball striking when it's so forgiving and there's not much to think about. Put some sand in my divots? I'll let the game take care of that for me, Scarlet. High Roller Society needs to be mastered in harder conditions. Right. That's the trade-off that you get, and that's why, you know, it was a kind of surprising thing for TGC to take Plat to a different difficulty level, but that's kind of, you know, if you were to take everybody to Legend, you would just drop the amount of players that would participate. I mean, even look, just going to True Sim, right? You take away the visual aids and stuff, you've got over 1,000 people that will play the tours, like the main tours, in a week. You get 75 people if you're lucky to play True Sim on a single week. So, yeah, as things get, like, and that's why it's tough, like, if you just are looking at the game as a whole of, oh, well, I would want this to be harder. Like, I know that a lot of the stuff that's important to me is not important to the general populace, right? Like, the large majority of people that play the games don't play as much or at as high of a level as we do. So we see the game from a very different lens, but obviously the developers and publisher, like, they aren't going to just build and do things for the small amount of, the small dedicated high level player, a lot of the stuff is going to just always be geared towards that pro player. Now, the fact that they added a master ranked tour, I think was nice. I wish that there would be ranked master as well. Ranked solos has been a birdie fest. Yeah. Have a cut again in True Sim? Well, we get a cut again in True Sim if more people start playing again. Right? If we don't have however many people, I just don't think a cut happens. So we'll see when the new season starts back up. I'm very curious to see how TGC plays out and just like content in general through the like golf off season, because obviously things really die during the winter. You would think that people would potentially play the game more when they're not able to go and play IRL, but I think what happens is the same thing as other real sports. I think FIFA, I think Madden, college football, all that stuff, I think those have the highest amount of players while the sport itself is actually taking place. I'll be very interested to see, like, as we get into this dead period, kind of how viewership goes, and then how people come back to the game come springtime, because, and what the game will do. Obviously, I won't really get to experience much of that resurgence because having a kid in March, so we'll probably be on paternity leave from work and from streaming. Maybe I'll be able to record some YouTube stuff, but I don't know what YouTube stuff I would even record and what would be interesting. At that point, probably becoming rusty, but yeah, so True Sim, no green grid, no live grid. You just have the book for yardage, no scout cam, except for whatever's the putting and approach camera from like 45 yards in. Get in there, Vandy. Nice putt. Hey, what's going on, Jeffy? Welcome back. Converted to a True Simmer, so hopefully more play it next year. I love True Sim, and I think there's a good balance, like a good battle at the top for being able to win stuff. I know Scud tends to dominate it, but we've had multiple winners. I mean, it's a more diverse winner pool, I feel like, than Plaid, at least. That might be a little bit close. 87 yards. I apologize, Vandy. That was a little bit... I should have just taken the hybrid. Hit it closer than you usually do. That's my skill. That's my strong skill is proximity. Yeah, let me grab you that horizontal link. Let me grab you that horizontal link there, Jeffy. There you go. There you go, horizontal stream. What's going on, James? Hello, hello. Welcome on over, Jeffy. Passes to play the Purdue Complex on Golf Group. Big Ten Championship there. Tough course. Should be a questionable round. Good luck. I'm trying to schedule my third round of the season for like not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So we'll see how that goes. My irons have gotten a lot better, but I feel like my driver has gotten significantly worse. So I gotta see if I can start hitting my driver somewhere in the field of play. Bit of a turn off about TGC is being in tour limbo, being good enough to play but never to compete. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, I mean, that's where I'm at. I think the worse, I think worse than being in the limbo of never being able to win, being good enough is being like not good enough to make a cut, but not good enough to make a cut, but not good enough to, or not bad enough to get like demoted, like, and you just kind of live in that, like, that's even worse than not being able to win, is missing the cut every week but not racking up the demo marks. James, thank you for the follow. My club's diamond, yes. Also, that was a big putt right there. Just on the cusp of partial if it would spin. If it were a little shorter of a shot, wouldn't have spun. Yeah. Well, and it also just all depends on that slope. Hey, birdie won. So what were these guys? Because they played fairly well. Yeah, okay. Because the monster guy, he's an eagle. He hit some pretty nice shots. He did hit some pretty nice shots. 54 points, though. That's crazy. 54 is... Oh, nice. Code so you can play against me. We're doing ranked duos. So the most I can offer you is play with me. But boss guy, if you're still hanging around, boss guy, you're up, sir. Getting great rhythm? I mean, you could probably put a little bit into rhythm. Never heard of Boss Guy? Well, Boss Guy is watching over on YouTube, so that would be why. Yeah, so Boss Guy, if you're around, tis your turn. Let me throw a little at. All right, there we go. Yeah, if anybody wants to play, let me know. I'm not playing against people, but we're doing ranked duos, so if anybody wants a piece of it, you are more than welcome. Just let me know. I'll throw your name in the queue. Also, Scotty, I completely missed you in there, man. I'm so sorry, Scotty. Hope you're doing well, sir. If you're still lurking abouts. My bad, buddy. 2:30 a.m. here. Should probably give bed some serious thought. I would say so. 2:30 on a Tuesday morning. If you're getting great rhythm, are you getting over or under? I mean, you can add timing. That'll help. I would say the biggest thing is just be smooth but committed. That's the way I would go. 1v1 Old King Craig on ultras and very high. I don't think I've ever actually played ultras. But not to mention, JB, I'm not doing it, man, because that would set a bad precedent. All right. I don't 1v1 people who just want to 1v1. Now we will be doing a 1v1 Saturday. I'm going to be playing PGA Dave. Some of you from YouTube may be familiar with him. We were playing in the Creator Ryder Cup. He is my singles matchup. So yeah, gonna be a good battle Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. Find me on ranked matchmaking if you queue into duos and you happen to have the right ranking, then there's a chance that you would get paired up against me. Schedule for stream. So normal streams this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're gonna 8 p.m. Eastern for those. We're gonna have Tuesday and Thursday, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We're going to be diving back into our first playthrough of that, playing on hardest difficulty. Wednesday night at 8, we're going to be playing in Revan's tournament, which is meant to just be a tournament of pain spread out over 4 tournaments. But the additional streams will start around 3:15 Eastern on Wednesday, so there'll be 2 PGA streams with like a 2-hour break on Wednesday. Gonna be playing our 4-ball Ryder Cup match. That match will be at 4 p.m. Stream will start about 45 minutes earlier, and then on Saturday we'll have an extra stream. That match is at 8 a.m. Again, we'll start about 45 minutes earlier just to give myself some time to warm up. And that's the one against Dave. That'll play. That'll play. But yeah, Scarlett, to answer, yes, we are also streaming on YouTube. I started multi-streaming on YouTube. I guess I've been multi-streaming for a couple years now. I forget exactly when we started the YouTube multi-streams. And we are also streaming in the vertical format on YouTube. So we've got 3 streams going, 2 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. Which it's been a fantastic decision. I've absolutely loved having the multi-stream going. I just feel like it helps with the flow of things so much more. It's more opportunities for people to come in, more conversation, just kind of keeps things flowing, a lot less of me just talking to myself. Yeah, I know it can get a little bit confusing. I try and have multiple streams come up, or multiple stream chats pop up on the chat, although it's a little bit funky because Streamlabs just kind of connects to one of the Twitch, or one of the YouTube streams. So I can't get it for both, because just the way that YouTube's set up. Go Flex, thank you for the YouTube sub. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so I think the decisions that I've made, I haven't made a ton of great decisions for the channel as a whole over the last 9 years, but started back in like January making daily shorts, and I started last year like doing or maybe it was more recent that I started doing the vertical streams. I forget exactly when I started that. The vertical streams and doing the daily shorts have definitely been good as far as just breathing new life. Play now IRL? Does playing a game like this help me in any way? I think course management wise, it like helps with the thought process. But my ball striking is just so inconsistent IRL that like I can't do anything remotely close to what I do here because I can't visualize things if I can't actually hit it. YouTube video quality. So YouTube video quality can be better, yes. I broadcast at the same video quality on both. Just because I'm using like the same encoder and such, but yes, you can output better quality to YouTube. You know, if you can handle streaming in 4K and higher bitrate and stuff, you can definitely put out better quality on YouTube. I have the same. I have the same on both. Oh, that's so close. That's so close. Can't find me with the same ranking? Don't think you can play online. But I mean, if you can't... I don't think you can... I guess you can technically play this game without being able to play online, but most of the game's features are locked behind online, so I don't think that that's much the issue. It would be, yeah, trying to stream snipe me, because I'm only like a birdie rank. Don't play a ton of ranked. We've been playing it in this off season. Probably once TGC and stuff starts back up, probably won't have too much, but it is interesting because ranked it definitely has a market. I would think technically the ranked market is bigger than the TGC market, but I think personally that the TGC content is more interesting than just generic ranked. Now, I think what Respawn and Apex do is very smart content-wise, and that is taking, like, the two biggest 2K golf creators and doing, you know, different match play things against each other. You know, it would be probably interesting if that stuff is expanded, which I think is why the Ryder Cup, Creator Ryder Cup is good content. You get to see different creators play against each other in all shots and 4-ball and in match play. But in terms of just generic pro matchmaking, like match play, it's not quite as interesting. At least to me. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I'm sure there's a decent sized group of people that like that's the content that they're looking for out of this game. But the thing with content is even within a game, like there are going to be different sects. I mean, you could probably make a Venn diagram, you know, of what interests there are and all that. And there'll be some overlap, but you know, there's the TGC people, there's the people that just like watching like career mode playthroughs, watch designers. You know, you've got a bunch of different things that people have interest in. I think that this is too long. Slightly below the feet. It's not really all that much, but it's the hop and skip, and then it's rolling. I pulled it. It's not terrible. It just died a little bit sooner. Little pull and a little under what that needed to be. I was just so concerned about like sending it way past. Definitely not the end of the world. I mean, we've got a putt at it. It's just a little not as close as I want. Oh. That takes the pressure off for sure. I also think that my perspective on a 6-foot putt is different than a lot of people's perspective on a 6-foot putt. 6 foot, I'm starting to get nervous about if I can make it or not. I feel like for a lot of people, they're still pretty confident. Still pretty confident on their reads. Okay. I'm gonna take a little bit off of this choke driver. Just because I don't want to send it like super close. I want to leave you at your full wedge. Living up to Powerhouse 86. Learn the power drive ability. Power drive is nice, definitely situational. Kind of comes down to how consistently can you hit it and how much risk versus reward is there for hitting it. I think when you have wide open fairway, you know, or if you have, my kind of favorite use case for it is if I use it on a par 5, it brings into play driving the green in 2 with my 3-wood or less. But if I don't take it, I'm not going to be able to reach the green, and so it's like I'd have to lay up anyway, so even if I miss, you know, it maybe is a little bit more complicated on the layup, but those are probably the parts to use the most. Is Powerhouse your main build, or are you just using it to get the power drive? Because for me, I would probably rate the Powerhouse as the 4th best. I think Technician you have to get to 85. I think Powerhouse you should probably get to 85 for the skills. Sculptor you don't need to. Greenskeeper I would recommend. You could definitely play without. Greenskeeper I would recommend the upgrade, like the special skill. And Magician I don't think you need it either. Oh, it's gonna hang up there. Just the last couple of grids there just turned a hair less each than I thought. Driver on the first shots. All right, well, we're gonna drop that hole. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a situational shot. Good to have, but at least personally, I don't crack out the power drive all the time. Yeah, I think that like Technician is the most forgiving. I think if you're fairly consistent on hitting your swing points, then one should consider Sculptor or Magician. I would say the populace probably plays Technician, Magician, Sculptor. I think Powerhouse is 4th. I think Greenskeeper sucks. Put it nicely, I think Greenskeeper is horrible. Hey, take it easy, Alex. Have a good one. Because Greenskeeper is so heavily concentrated into putting, and putting is the most forgiving thing in the game. In terms of like your putt path and contact and how it affects dispersion. At least that's my viewpoint on it. Maybe my viewpoint being that way is part of why I'm bad at putting, but I don't think that's really the case. Alright, it's playing like 181. I don't know what the wind is doing here, but hopefully we can find a shot on the green. Give ourselves a putt. They're definitely out of position. That'll play. Get down. It's a little deep. Okay, light rough though. A little chip off. I say they're definitely in a tougher position being out of the heavy rough. I was thinking more concern would be on how far they run it past, not so much the like, not so much leaving it short. I wasn't really what I was anticipating. I didn't think I was hitting it hard enough for it to run that much, if I'm being completely honest. This is Boss Guy on Twitch. What's going on, man? Welcome over to the Twitch side of things. Apologies for running it so far there. I mean, they're making this hole a little bit too easy on us, though. Yeah, what's going on, Yane? It is definitely in the night right now. That's for certain. What are we at, like 4 a.m. almost? Yeah, at least we had one to give. Yeah, so Jay Get Some is boss guy, aka Gucci. I know it's a lot of name conversions. You're folding, it's alright. We're back up too. We're all good. Yeah, all good here, man. All good here. We went to a car show this weekend. My son loves cars. Like, loves the movie, loves playing with like Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars and stuff. So we went to a farm. They were having a car show. Walked around, watched, or looked at some cars over the weekend. And he had a good time. Then got to watch my football teams win this weekend. Feels good, man. Yeah, hope you and your family are doing well. Yeah, it was pretty cool. There were a lot of old Camaros and like Corvette Stingrays and stuff. Some Plymouths. Some people had some newer cars, like there were some newer Corvettes and Mustangs and things of that nature. I think there were some old like 50s like Chevy trucks. I think one person brought a Model T. It's pretty cool though, because like I live in a pretty rural spot, so for all these people to, you know, for them to have those cars, pretty neat. Alright, I am not good at these shots, so we'll see what happens here. Just trying to kind of get it up there. That'll play. That'll play. Yeah, their short game definitely letting them down in terms of just like stuff around the greens. You can see it on that last hole, and then this one blowing it by 4 yards. See what they got though. I mean, we're 2 up with 3 to play after this one, so if they miss and we make, they go dormy. Ooh. Just a bit outside. Get in there, we'll take that. All right, 3 to play, we got them dormy here, so all we need is one hole to push on the last 3, or we win one. Take the dub. Little par 5 action. All right, we get this out here. I get an approach shot. Come on, get left. Or they're just gonna give up. Okay. Alrighty then. What's going on, TB? GG's Jay. Gave him the proper whooping. All right. Do we? I don't think I had anybody else up in queue. Is there anybody who's looking to play some ranked duos? We're gonna probably have to take just like a tiny break here, but I want to make sure that make sure I rotate people in here. Hey, join TB here. I'll throw you the room code. I'm gonna take like a quick 2-minute break and then we'll dive in. But there's the room code. Hop on in. And yeah, if anybody else wants in, we're gonna be going for a little bit longer. So let me know. I'll throw your name in a list and we'll try and rotate things through. All right. We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break and then we will dive right into this next match. James, I got you up next. All right. After this upcoming match will happen. So yeah. TV, just go to the ranked matchmaking, join with the room code, punch in the room code, and you'll be good to go. All right, I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Thanks for being here.
It's raining.
Ads. There we go. I was like, that's gotta be done sometime soon. Hey, thank you for the follow, Jay. But it has to be 1v1 for you? No. No, we're doing 2v2s. You can either be my partner or sit back and watch. Bush did it with a full American suit is a combination for sure. Daughter's been here, so it's very good. Spend time with the best in life. Almost 13 now. Soon she won't want to spend time with you. Yeah, getting into those like tween teenage years. Definitely the big shift of you're not cool anymore. It comes back around. Well, that's a shot for sure. We'll just pipe one down there. And welcome back, Alex. Yeah, I can imagine like the time going by. You know, people always like say it when you're younger and you don't get it, but like having a kid myself now who's like 2.5, and it's like, you know, second one's on the way, and it's like, holy cow. Like, some days feel really long. Because, you know, the tantrums and not listening and all that fun stuff. But it still goes by crazy fast. Can you go next? Yes. Because we'll take James off because James just wants the 1v1. So I'll get you on here, Alex. I have not yet, Steve. We'll be playing that Wednesday night. How's it going, Brandon? You've tried this game a few times, just can't get over how far the ball rolls and rolls. Love the game, but it can be rage-inducing. Well, how far the ball rolls depends on a lot of things. Ah, Lucas, thank you very much for the YouTube sub. Yeah, how far the ball rolls, there are definitely factors to it. You know, the loft of the club that you're taking, the shot type that you're taking, how firm and fast the greens are that you're playing on. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. In some contexts, yes, they can roll and roll and roll. If you're hitting out of the heavy rough, you're going to have less spin control than if you're hitting it off the fairway. That sort of thing. So in certain contexts, yes, it can roll a ton, but a lot of times it's not too bad. Daughter has a new favorite word, Quicklin? Oh no. My son's favorite response right now, which is I hate it. He just says, oh, to everything. Like, acts like it's, whenever you tell him something, like it's the first time. Oh. Poop. People order our patties. Yeah, my son, like, it used to be, yeah. Like, he stopped saying yes and he started saying yeah, and now we're at, oh. Like, every time you tell him something, oh. It's like, stop playing dumb with me. Put you on the duo list, JB? Alright. So we got Alex. And then we got JB. Not coming back, so if people think ahead for years and years. Yeah. It's like trying to stay enough in the moment is definitely an important thing. That's too much to the right. Good distance. Really peeled off there. Dad, poop. And I imagine that she didn't actually go. My son spends a lot of time laying in. So we've transitioned recently to the big boy bed. So we went from crib to a full. Got a truck bed. It's sick. It's like a 50s Chevy pickup truck. But he'll just lay and like he'll just sing songs. ABCs. He hasn't sang Twinkle Twinkle in a while. I forget what other songs, but he'll just lay and sing. She's right about half the time. Not a terrible success rate. I mean, at least you have a pretty good idea that it's coming. I straighten out my shot always, JB. So I'll start by straightening it to get my lie, or like my correction angle, or whatever you want to call it, the same. But I always try and play straight ball. Then it's the same for left to right or right to left wind. If I'm trying to ride it a little bit more, I'll maybe fade a little bit. Or if I'm trying to play in, like there are definitely situations. I closed it. Felt that. Still got a kick to the right. Yeah, just a little bit left and a little bit shorter. What's going on, Peter? Ready to dominate or what? We're undefeated tonight. We've only got one loss on duos on the season. That was a chance for sure. Yeah, we've got the domination going in ranked duos for sure. The knights that say nay, James, I'm disappointed. They're the knights of nee. Nee. Very important. I am not familiar with the knights of nay. Magician C of zero shape, but yeah, so I always... That's one thing that's crazy to me, because of the lie angle and such, there can always be little variances in where your starting point is, especially because Magician has low correction. So with the Sculptor, I have 70 corrections, so not only does it start at this point, but like I go to here to get straight, and sometimes it'll still be a baby draw, but the points will lock at the same place. But I can also play like a 5-yard cut before the fade even flips. Flip for draw, right? So like I can play a baby draw by default, even with it shaped back to where it needs to be, which I guess is technically this way because flip camera. But like baby draw, and then I can shape it all the way to like a huge fade if I need to. And so I feel like that gives me a lot of flexibility, but also gives me a lot of consistency, because when you have weird lies or anything, like I can guarantee that I've got the same swing that I'm going for, and there's not like a slight variation because my lie is a little bit more above my feet or below my feet. But yeah, all of my alerts, James, are Monty Python the Holy Grail based. Same points for a win in duo. So it's dependent upon your rank, is how they do it. Like your rank and your opponent's rank. The combination of those two things is what dictates like if there's a big disparity in ranks, the lower rank, if they win, will get a ton, but if they lose, they won't lose much at all. But your duo points, like your duo ranking, is separate from your solos, if that's what you're getting at. Ask her something is no. Yeah, my son is in that, like, you just yell his name to get his attention, and he'll just be like, no. Been having the fun times of, like, you'll be trying to talk to him and tell him something. He might not even be in trouble. It's just kind of like a teaching moment. And he like won't look at you. He'll try and run away sometimes. All right, we're getting to like the big blow-ups and screaming and stuff. So it's like, yeah, we're in the terrible twos trying to navigate all that fun stuff. And it's like, I don't want to have to take things away every time, but that's kind of where some of it's at. But, you know, it's also just trying to figure out what works with your kid, because every kid is different. So, you know, for some it's taking things away, for some it's timeout is enough, for some it's like, yeah, there's just a different thing that like what clicks with your kid. Absolute domination, Tyler. absolute domination. Was that a 5 up? 5 holes? 5 holes and whooped. GG's. Thanks for playing. Yeah, so I tend to get a bunch of points still because I'm only in birdie, but as I move up the ranks, I should get less per. Scream and yell at you in public, but as soon as someone else looks at her, starts an interaction, she immediately stops. Yeah, see, like there, this was a balanced matchup in terms of like physical rank in the game. But I'm a little bit higher. So because I'm a little bit higher, like there are less points at play. Because I guess technically I'm like almost 2 full tiers above. But if they were Eagle or something, like I think on the one match earlier I got 54 instead of the 12 there, so. But yeah, when you have like the big disparities where you get like people in like bogey, they'll lose like 1 point. But if you lose, you'll lose like 50. So you gotta take care of business. All right, Alex. 'Tis your turn. So let me give you the code here. Let's run it. I believe that be a 0. My favorite. My absolute favorite is the 0 versus the O. I love differentiating. Next Ryder Cup match. So, yeah, I posted it in Discord today. So if anybody wants to join the Discord, link should be below the video player or in the about stuff. But yeah, so we'll have normal streams this week, the normal 8 p.m. Eastern time slot, Monday through Thursday. We have 2 Ryder Cup matches that are taking place during 2 bonus streams. So the first one will start around 3:15. I guess the easiest way, the match is at 4 p.m. on Wednesday Eastern time. We will go live about 45 minutes ahead of time on Twitch and the vertical stream, and then we'll have it start at the match time on the horizontal YouTube stream for a nice VOD. And then Saturday, we have an 8 a.m. Eastern singles match against PGA Dave. So we've got 2 Ryder Cup matches. Again, that one will also start about 45 minutes early. It's going to be a early Saturday wake. Got to be up and ready to go before 7, which is like crazy that I'm waking up earlier for a match of virtual golf than I do for work, but you know, it is what it is. Can't exactly warm up like I do for work, which would be roll out of bed and eat breakfast while I read my emails. I'm not gonna try and eat a bowl of cereal or something on stream. Health insurance card has 3 O's and 2 zeros. The real question, Quicklin, is do the zeros have little slashes through them to help differentiate? Because that's one thing that they don't do in this game. The only difference is just width. It makes it very annoying. Why don't I have a more realistic my player? You're saying like to look like me? So since 2K21, I have made my character by setting every stat to 69. Yeah, I tweak obviously like what the hair and stuff looks like style wise. But this is what 69 in every stat looks like. He is 69 inches, so he's 5'9", like me. That's about as accurate as it gets. But yeah, so if you really want to recreate my character in any of the games, 69 and everything. It's not made to be like a replica of me. He was old in 2K21, he became younger in 2K23, and he's old again in this one. Just a bit plumper. Because now they have more chunky sliders. Just a tad skinny quickly. It's so devious. And that's gotta be so annoying. Like, how many times do people call and have questions about their insurance, and they're like, alright, what's your insurance number? I don't know. I think it's... Because I even had... Now, it was dumb in hindsight because they would have been in lowercase b, but I remember doing something with my thermostat that was, like, asking about the codes, and so, like, it was 8 or B were both possible on a digital display. I'm like, this is not useful. This is not a helpful thing at all. I was thinking about taking a full shot there. I put a little bit of loft because I thought I might need it. Must have gotten low rolled, and then there was probably more wind than it showed, which is always my favorite. Good putt. You're one of those, you got multiple Discord accounts, James? I'm a one-trick pony. I've had one Discord account for the past 9 years. All right, my favorite. We gotta play a cut here around this tree. And it flipped. Nice. My bad. Nice. When I moved from regular, it flipped it. Just my bad. Yo, what up, Gary? How have you been? Sorry about that, Alex. I shaped it and I guess overdid it and flipped the bias. Oops. You got locked out of your original Discord account, had to make a new one? Don't have access to that old email? Yeah, that's tough. I've been fortunate to not get locked out of things. I don't think that's the first time I've done something dumb like that on this hole. Because I think that tree and I just didn't. That works. Nice out. Very nice out. Alright, I'll try and stick it close. Because they're at 282, so it's not like this is a gimme in 2 anyway. We might be able to split this hole. Join your Discord now, James? Get in there. Get in there. Tree is in the way. Okay, I can do this. I think that takes the fade. Okay. Nailed it. Ah, that died in the slope there. Thought we'd get a little bit more kick. Lost access to like 3 or 4 servers that you actually used. Oh, that's true, because if it's not like, yeah, if they're not like streamer ones that you have, like that there's like a constant constantly accessible access link to it. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Making a change? Try Magician, Gary? I'm assuming you're on Technician right now, yeah? Yeah, I mean, I would say if you are consistent enough on your contact and swing path, then Technician is Magician is probably a good choice. Only thing you have to think about is I think the default correction on Magician is offset to what you would have by default on the Technician. I can't believe we won that hole. Still make birdie from there. Nice recovery, Alex. Was you had to be invited to? Don't have contact info with anybody. That stinks. Because if you could like remember the username of someone, right, then maybe you could get in, or if you could join like a server, like a more public server that you know that they were also in, to kind of get access to DM them. But yeah, otherwise that's tough. I think I've pretty well only been in like a couple of servers lifetime that are not just streams that I watch. Obviously, the thing with streamers is a lot of times they've got, you know, more accessible Discords, just because there's normally some sort of pinned link or it posts while they're live. I used to have it before I switched mine to a community server, which was a good call, because the community server has a lot of the features of security that were missing. Because I've had a Discord server since 2016, and the security back then was not as strong. So I used to have it where I would only post the Discord link while I was live. I wouldn't have it in my bio in any capacity. Now I have it where it's always accessible. It's in my tap me like thing with all my socials. It's in, you know, it pops up during stream. It's also available like under my Twitch and YouTube stream and videos, so that people can get in all the time. But it has extra stuff with verification and kind of automating some of the join process, which is really nice. But yeah, back then it was like, I do not want this to just be openly available where people will, you know, just join and like potentially put spam crap. Like, I've tried to have so many guardrails. Something to buy a PS5 while to play Borderlands 4? Well, it's unfortunate that now PS5 is more expensive, right? Wow, I haven't seen... They're actually playing this pin? I feel like normally it's the pin down here. Wow. 10 yards with the choke 7-iron. That doesn't seem... Doesn't seem likely. Little open. I'll leave us a little short and right. Still shouldn't be a terrible putt. I was trying to be... My problem is I feel like when I think about my rhythm, so there I was trying to be a little bit smoother to not hit 101%, because I thought that was going to be too long. Ended up pushing it. New iPhones on Friday? No, I bought an iPhone 15 like right before the 16s dropped. I was due for an upgrade. I had an iPhone 8. So I bought the 15 before the 16 dropped, and then I will probably have the 15 until the like 20-something is out. Because I went from iPhone 5S to iPhone 8 to iPhone 15. So I will ride this one out until it dies. All USB-C, yeah, we're on all USB-C here, so I think my wife also has the 15. 15, or maybe she's on like the 13 or 14. Whatever, she has USB-C on hers also. Nice putt. Server that's somewhat public gets like 3 to 5 bot accounts a day in it. Gets annoying. Yeah, I think as long as you have some sort of... I'm trying to think, because like I have it set with the, you know, it has to have probably email verification or something. But it also helps with all of the community things, like you have to click through and click what roles you want and such, and the roles that you get, I believe that like you can't post unless you claim a role, so that helps with like the bots. Like you have to go through the process to get one of them. Now, I wish that people had to fill out the introduction in order to join. I think it's just there as like a recommended first steps. Because what the hope with requiring people to post something in the introduction wasn't to get like engagement farming or anything. It's literally because of YouTube and Twitch and people's Discord usernames being different. You know, if people post in there, it just helps me to know what your YouTube or your Twitch is. I guess sometimes people do have it in their bio of their Discord account, but there's definitely not a guarantee with that. Oops, 7. Because if this comes out short, I'll put a little bit on that. And there's a little bit of wind, but I'm just going to play it safe. I'm not going to go for the hole out. We're just going to go a little bit right at target here. Hit the upslope. Try and bleed up to pin high and just give an uphill putt. Yeah, let's go on perfection. How have you been, dude? Set the age of the account to a certain amount. Bot accounts are always 2 days old or less. Yeah, you gotta definitely set account age. I mean, obviously the trade-off is like the people that legitimately just made an account to use your thing, but like they'd be willing to wait. A bot account is just gonna get cycled and probably defraud some people and then get banned and rinse and repeat. Got a PB? Nice, dude. How are the greens? Greens are good. We're just chilling with some ranked duos right now. Rocking and rolling. Trying to keep our undefeatedness going. I think we have 1 loss on the season, but it was from our placement matches, so we're like 40-something and 0 since. Which is pretty crazy considering we've been playing our ranked duos with people from chat. Next year's the year, though. Apple Fold. Wait, is that an actual thing that's coming? Because I personally think that the Samsung Fold one looks so dumb. I don't know. I get that it's smaller, but I don't know. I don't like it. Personal take, but... What do you even do for cases for that? I guess there's got to be some sort of sturdy foldable case, but I feel like that's like not as good for protection. Like, does OtterBox make a good foldable case? I mean, I guess it keeps the screen on the inside, so you've got actually like inherently more screen protection, but... Oh, they just overshot it. So thin they offer a battery? Isn't that a thing that they've done in the past, or was that always third party? I guess those were all third party, the like battery attachments where you had the like extendo cases that were like super long with like a built-in battery pack. Oh, what a putt. What a putt. I thought they were out of this hole, but I guess I should never make that assumption. Maintain the lead. All right, 2 up, 3 to play. Introduced one half of the fold this year with iPhone Air. So I saw there's like, it's like iPhone 17, iPhone Air. I've seen the videos pop up on YouTube. What's the guy's name? Something Brownlee. I know that he's like the Marquise Brownlee, I think. Like, he does a ton of tech review stuff. I saw the like good, the bad, the ugly like thumbnail, but I didn't watch it. Mostly because I know that I'm not gonna be participating in this year of iPhone. Only way I would is if my phone completely crapped itself. All good, Alex. We drove it in the complete wrong. You know, drove it into the other side of the trees and still won the hole earlier, so I'm not writing anything off. E5. 4-iron would land like somewhere down here. I think if I like knuckle it a little bit, we can probably run it out of this pine straw. Bound it up. Slow down. I didn't need to de-loft it. Didn't need to de-loft it. I could have just hit the stock 4. I was afraid it was gonna get a lower roll, so I gave it a little extra. But we're greenside. We're still in it. Marquise Brownlee, yeah. So I've watched a couple of his videos. I don't watch like a ton of the reviewy stuff, but I think I watched his with like the Switch 2. I've also watched a little bit of, what is it, Linus Tech Tips, I think. Watched a little bit of those guys do review stuff. All right, little chip off. They're definitely in better position, a little closer uphill, but Austin Evans? Okay, I haven't heard of him, but again, like I haven't really dove into that space too much. Good leave. Minus. Like I said, I've only watched. Ooh, they needed that. They needed that bad. I've only watched a couple. Like, and when I say a couple, I mean I think I've actually only watched like 2 videos. Ooh, so we get to take on the iconic 17th at Sawgrass. All right, I'm gonna go pretty well straight at it. I need just a little bit. Smoked it. Just absolutely all over it. Oh, it's gonna be short. It's gonna be short because it's a freaking pitching wedge, so it dies. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be a little bit further. I think in my head it was just gonna roll more, but the pitching wedge does not actually roll all that much unless things are really firm. Got another hole in one on Platt earlier, JB. Get in there, dude. Oh, they're way short. That's down in the front. Good evening, RJ. Welcome back. I know, I keep thinking that my pitching wedge, because I'm so used to playing on the stuff that we normally play, it's so firm and fast that the pitching wedge like has bite but still has a little bit of bounce and roll, that when I go on to these official courses on like regular setups, that the pitching wedge is like a hop and stop. 9-iron is where it starts to have roll. So that was an effort. That was an effort for sure. Random course that you played? Year 55, pretty sick, had an alien theme. There's some pretty crazy ones. I don't know if you've played it. There's like the Last of Us course. There's some pretty wild courses that people have made that are like really, really good. Yeah, the Last of Us one is probably one of the coolest looking courses I've ever seen in the game. All right, GG's, Alex. We started with that, or I started with that terrible tee shot. We win 3-1 though. GG's. GG's. All right, let me see if I can find it really quick. The Last of Us PGA Tour 2K25. See if I can grab a course name for you. Am I really not going to be able to find... I know that they had it in 2K23. Did it not get ported to 2K25? In 2K23, there was a... 2K23, they had it. I'll link the video. I'll link the video. I guess it's not in 2K25. But yeah, if you want to give that it's pretty crazy. People have done all sorts of stuff like that. All right, JB, let's run it. Let's run it, sir. Let me get a room code for you. All right, there you go, sir. What's going on, Maddox? Best way to get VC? I think generally speaking, best way to get VC is play career mode. And then on top of that would probably be sprinkle in a little bit of 2K ranked tours if you can place decently well in that. Because those are going to give you decent VC just for playing. And then Warvet Dad. I think I've seen his name before. I mean, it says TTV, so. Play while you watch? Sounds good, man. Good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. All right. What's going on, Stash? Like the vids, I appreciate that, Maddox. Glad you enjoy, man. Won the Players' Championship at Sawgrass with a score of 19 under? Is that a 1-round 19 under or a 4-round? Because if it's 1 round, you need to up the difficulty. 1 round? Probably need to up the difficulty, if I had to guess. Not saying you can't shoot 19 unders there on harder difficulties, but... Can't believe you had perfect swing on. I kind of think it's a crap thing that they just put it on by default and don't tell you. Like, that you just don't realize that it's a different difficulty. I remember when I tuned in and I was like, man, I know he's got the vertical swing, but maybe he's got some other stuff configured. I'm like, he's missing stuff, and it like doesn't look like it's affecting it like at all. Like, it's gotta be on perfect swing. Orvet Dad, thank you very much for the follow. Good luck. Good luck. I saw it pop up and I was like, I feel like I've seen that name in the directory. And sure enough, that is the case. But yeah, perfection. Like with the perfect swing, like it's a I understand having that difficulty setting, but the fact that it like says nothing about the difficulty setting that it says about, because I think it even like in the little tutorial thing, I don't know if it has perfect swing on. I feel like it like tinkers with something and then it's like all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm just killing it, but there's nothing to think about. That's the part to me that's like a little bit weird. Kobe, thank you for the follow. All right, just trying to flight this to the downslope so it'll. That's a little bit far. Ever watch Four Brothers Maybach? No, I've never heard of them. Smooth Brain the tutorial? Didn't ask. Yeah, no, I like the tutorial. I think it just runs through a couple different shot things with Tiger. And I don't know if it might be perfect swing, but they might leave it perfect swing with like the diagonal, and then it like sets it to vertical and just kind of sends you on your way. But yeah, it doesn't say like anything about like, because I think in 2K23 it prompted you with like yeah, I play like, I think I'm, it gave you like 3 options of like, I'm kind of familiar with golf games, I'm familiar, like, and so it kind of placed you in. This one doesn't. It just kind of, it throws you and it's, here's perfect swing, and it's up to you to like catch that it's on perfect swing, that you need to adjust stuff to make it harder. Change your name for the boys. Welcome back, Kobe. Or welcome back for the boys, if we're being proper. Be playing Bethpage for the upcoming Ryder Cup, Jason? Well, we've actually played 3 rounds of Bethpage for the Ryder Cup already, for a Creator Ryder Cup that we're playing in. And on top of that, we're playing Trusin Ryder Cup there, and we've got 2 more matches for this Creator Ryder Cup, so plenty of Bethpage is happening on this channel for sure. Oh, it's fairway bounce. Dang, I wanted that to be on the green. I mean, the difference of being like a yard further is that does not roll near as much. Love the fairway boost. It's the worst. It's the worst, man. 4 terribly amateur golf brothers from the UK that are slowly getting better. They're like Grant, if Grant had an ounce of charisma. I don't know what it is, Maybach, but I do not consume very much like IRL golf content that is not instructional. So like I'm familiar with, with some of the different stuff that's out there, but I just don't watch it. I don't know what it is. I'm sure they're great personality. I think I'd just rather watch other stuff. I'd rather watch, I like live streams. I mean, I've watched Twitch for like a decade now. I like having the interaction. I think for me, a VOD serves a different purpose. In-depth talk about Penn State football and compared to Big Ten and the SEC. Well, SEC, I mean, had a couple of upsets happen over the weekend. But yeah, SEC definitely has a bigger number there in the top 25. I'll be very interested to see if Penn State can pull it together for this Oregon game. Stressing me out, man. Because they don't look, or at least Drew Aller does not look as good as he should. Michigan sucks this year, Starkey. I know, it's crazy what happens when you guys don't know what plays are coming. They'll be in the playoff. They should be. They should be. 2 losses. Like, if it's a 2-loss Penn State team at worst, you would, at worst, the way that things have gone over the years. Like, if they lose to Oregon and they lose to Ohio State, 2 losses to 2 teams that are probably going to be in the top 10, if not top 5. Yeah, it's definitely not out of the question. But yeah, Oregon game is the first real tester. 2K23 swing meter is way better than 2K25. You miss it? I don't know. There's parts of the tempo swing that I think, you know, I miss as a skill divide. But I also do enjoy this game as a whole. What was the thought here? What was the thought here, JB? What are we trying to do for me? In a perfect place. But let me just say, this could come out well. This could also come out horribly, horribly wrong. I need to climb over that and still release. Not the worst, definitely not the best. Welcome back, Jim. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 11 on Wii is really fun. I think I had PGA Tour 10 on the Wii. The Wii is the one console, though, that I don't have with me. That's at my parents' house. I don't really have anywhere to set it up here anyway, and I don't know that I would really play it. But I have a collection of consoles. The Wii is just not one that's present here. I think Bama wins out. I don't know what the schedule is, but I don't think Bama under DeBoer is as threatening. They may have some of the remaining talent that was recruited, but I just don't think DeBoer has the same fear striking that that Saban did. How's my golf game in real life? Terrible. If I'm playing, like, so the last couple of years I've probably played like 10 rounds a year, kind of somewhere in that ballpark. And I was a 27 handicap at the end of last year. I played 2 rounds so far this year. I'm back to like more like a 36. Not a good IRL golfer. Very hard game. Double cross. Probably into that bunker. Ah, close. That's a headwind. I don't think we're making it there. Sorry, JB. Arkansas blew out Ole Miss. We're going to be the best SEC QB. 305 passing yards, 115 rushing. I mean, dual threat like that's... yeah, that's tough. So, I mean, this is a tough... I think this is a tough green as is, even if you find fairway. I probably should have tried to overpower it a little bit more than I did. I ended up double crossing it, and it was just a bit short. No, I've only been out twice, Jim. Last time was like a month ago. I'm trying to get out, not this coming weekend, but the following. Because my Ryder Cup stuff will be done, so my weekends will be free. There might be enough room for you to run something back there, but that's a great shot. It's uphill in a way. I don't know that you're going to be able to stretch something. Yeah, I mean, if you get 108 it, maybe. Been out like 4 to 5 times this year? Very nice. I mean, that's twice as much as I've been out. And I think next year I'll get out not probably at all. If I'm being honest with myself. Having a second kid, being able to get out and golf, we'll be lucky if we get like a round in. Be playing every day? I mean, I wish. I don't think my wife will appreciate me up and leaving. Beautiful. I don't think we had much choice. They're in prime position. Uphill. I'd say this loses about 10 yards, so 40. Throw in another something here. I think we just throw like a full pitch at it. Uphill, but I think it should still release. No, but wind. Wind's the thing that I'm not factoring in. 45. I don't know, because I feel like if I just took a lob wedge there, I don't think it goes. I mean, probably should have taken it, but obviously hindsight's 2020. Like, I'm thinking that they're in here for the eagle and I have to hole out. All right, all good. Every day during the summer, yeah, I can't do that, unfortunately. I get out to the range probably once a week if things are going well, if I'm lucky twice. But yeah, it's a big ask. The amount of time it takes to go and play around the golf. I might be able to play a little bit more this fall. There's a country club that's public in the off season. So it's private between Memorial Day and Labor Day. But it's public after, it's public otherwise. So with it being post Labor Day and it's a 9-hole and it's pretty close, like I might be able to sneak out for like 9 holes. It's probably gonna be my best bet for playing more golf. You really like putting me down into yardages that I hate, JB. I like 100 yards. If I can take a full lob wedge at it, I'm a happy man. Put me into these partial wedges. You're asking me to ruin my proximity ability. Hey, Kobe, thank you for the bits. 18 bits for 18 holes? Overswung it. I hate partials, man. I hate them. Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania, Don. What's going on, dude? Nine-hole private course. I think it's just like a property thing. So they do 18, but you just play 9 twice. And I don't know if they have multiple pins on it or if you just play the same twice. I don't know. It is weird. But it's just like a tiny local club. I mean, the green fee is not much. Good putt. Good putt. Sports bet on golf tournaments? Oh, yeah. I don't, but you can. What are those emotes? So it's the seems good emote, but they're bit emotes. So basically, each one of those ones next to it is 1 bit. And the people, I don't know. I haven't played there yet. Let me see what their rates are. I don't know what they charge for a membership fee. They might list it. That's the family. So it's $975 for the year. I don't know how that compares. But the, so that's for the first year. I guess it's 1,500 beyond that, which I guess is a little bit deceiving. But it's $40 with a cart for 18, and it's 25 for 9 holes with a cart. So, like, I might walking be able to get out there for under $20, which is nice. Yeah, I think it's like I think it's a club. Like, I don't think it's just purely golf. Again, I also live in the middle of nowhere, so they've got a pool. I think they've got, yeah, some other social stuff. Yeah, I don't live, I live in a very rural place, so. My handicap right now, Maddox, is probably like 36. I'm playing back to like double bogey golf. When things were going well, I was breaking 100 pretty consistently. How high the owner was that day. What a shot. That course got shut down. I believe it. I believe it. Not too fond of gifted subs. Whenever someone gives you a free sub, you'd have to pay if you want to continue. Well, yeah, because even if you paid for a sub, or even if you used like a Prime sub somewhere, it's only good for a month. It's a monthly thing. So that's why when somebody gifts you a sub, it is, you got a free sub for the month, and then you lose it, and you'd have to pay monthly if you wanted to have one somewhere. So it's just a normal thing. Oh, it's gonna be long. Just a little deep. All right, JB, you got it. $500 for membership for the first year, and after that it's like 1K. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty common practice to like have either first year discounts, or I think there are ones where it's like discounts for younger players. I feel like if you're just going for golf, the amount that you would have to golf in order to make a golf membership worth it is pretty high. That's deep too. Alrighty then. We're up first. But yeah, I think for the most part, it's worth it to just pay the green fees. What is going on, Heels? Welcome on in. Hope everybody's doing well. We're playing some sweaty ranked duos at the moment. We are all square on, with 2 and a stroke and a half to play here. I hope you had a good stream. Welcome on in, everybody from Heels. We're chilling with some ranked duos tonight. We've got some sweaty golf all week. We've got 2 Creator Ryder Cup matches coming up later this week. We're playing in the Revan Cup. Full sweat here. Full sweat. Yeah, Lockhead, welcome back. How's it going, man? $450 for you and your dad? Spent like $550 that year? What? Really, how much golf you play? Yeah, you have, but I mean, I'm just thinking at $40 a round, right? $40 a round, and if it's $1,500, like for a normal year here. Let me run the math on that. 1,500 divided by 40. You would have to play 37 rounds or 38 rounds, which I guess is not actually as crazy as it sounds. But like, I can't play 40 rounds. I could barely play 10. Like, so unless you're one of, I mean, if you're one of those guys that you don't get bored playing the same course and you're gonna play multiple times a week, you know, I think it can make sense. You know, I think being retired or semi-retired, yeah, you can really make that work. The double cross again, man. I'm so sorry. It's fortunately a light rough, but I've double crossed my power drives a couple times. School paid for was $1,800 a year. Don't know what the school's discount was though. I would think that school probably has a pretty hefty discount. I guess it depends on what the affiliation is. Cause like I know the courses at Penn State, like I don't know if they still do it, but like alumni I think was $2 or $3 off per round. But I don't know. I'm sure it's different if you're like on the golf team sort of thing versus just like a student or alumni. That's it. All right, good recovery, JB. I apologize. I went for the power drive just because I felt like distance-wise it made sense. But the double cross there in the wrong direction too. Round every 10 days, couldn't do it now. Would have been easy before. Yeah, I mean, different stages of life just have different availabilities, right? I think for the general populace, I don't think a membership makes sense unless you're making up for it in other things. But the other thing that comes with that, if you're joining a country club for the golf, you probably have the additional fees of like drink minimums or food and beverage minimums or whatever. That ends up getting mighty expensive. Great shot. Big putt, though. Big putt. Yeah, what's going on, Joke? How you been, sir? Good to see you. Course is now 18 with the card is 60. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, I lived in the Virginia metro area, or like DC metro area in Virginia, and like, I'd pay like 50 something bucks to walk for the like county courses. So it would be like, you know, at peak rates, you'd be paying upper 60s, low 70s to ride with a cart. You know, if you wanted to go to like the nice stuff, you're, you know, basically required to have a cart, and it's over $100. 50 bucks to walk, yeah. Yeah. And that's to like walk the lowest of the county courses. There was one county course that I think it was 108 with a cart, so you would, you know, at peak time, if you wanted to walk, it's probably, you know, 90. Get in there, son. Lucky to break 100, that's where I'm at, Tyrant. So, like, when I was playing, like, 10 rounds in a season, which is still not a lot spread through the year, you know, just a little over once a month, you know, I would be shooting, I was breaking 100. You know, I'd be shooting, like, 97, 98, you know, on a bad day, 101, 103 type of deal. I'm back to shooting in the, like, having only played twice this year, I'm definitely way back up into, like, the 108 to 110. Now, we'll see if I can mend that. But, yeah, that's where we're at the moment. Golf's hard. It's fun. It's hard. Just closed it, but I don't think that's the worst thing. Dang. Just losing enough on that uphill. I mean, the close I don't think helps, but I wasn't thinking I need to choke the 4-iron there. Because I was thinking that elevation was going to take a little bit more out of that wind. But I think these are just softer and slower than I'm used to. Like, I'm so phased. Oh, no. Freaking, like, plat conditions all the time. I think I just, like, have this anticipation that things are going to release a lot more than they do. Because I've definitely left... Well, I had the one partial that I hit long, but a lot of the stuff... tend to leave short when I'm in position. You know, I've missed the stuff out of the rough or at partial range. Nice putt. Just lose all your golf balls, it should be cheap. Yeah, like oh, was that the end of the match? Was that? Why did I think there was one left? Well, GG's. You're not gonna get many points out of me, though. I'm a lowly birdie. How? Explain this to me. I'm the birdie player. How do I lose more points than JB, who's a 2200 Condor? Make it make sense. I should not be punished as such. I don't think that's fair. That's not right. That's not right. The only thing that makes sense is that nothing makes sense about rank points, Fuzzy Lumpkins. Yeah, I think that's... They know my skill set. I know. They're looking at my record going, alright. We're going to take more from that guy. Well, unfortunately, JB, you lost your rank at the top. That's my second loss. Second loss this season. Yeah, GG's Warvet. I'm gonna blame JB because obviously I played perfect. Nah, GG's, man. It's definitely the sweatiest match that I've had this season. I think I've been lulled into playing low ranks for too long. I forgot what it was like to play a meaningful ranked match outside of just playing like Ryder Cup stuff. GG's, man. Good playing. Hit some pretty nasty shots in there. Colin asked how much 18 holes is. They said 55, and then when we got to the course, it was 30. Yeah, it depends on time of day, too. Because, like, if you, like, peak rates in, like, morning to early afternoon are the most expensive, but then when you get to, you know, as soon as it turns to, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, all of a sudden the prices drop. And just kind of goes as such. You know, and if you play weekdays versus weekends, like all those things 4 p.m. Yeah, so if you go late in the afternoon like that, then you're gonna get a cheaper rate. If you go in the week 4 p.m., it's gonna be even cheaper. Would you call it like 1? Yeah, they probably were just giving you like the time or like the price at that time or what their peak was or whatever, because yeah, maybe they didn't know what time you're trying to play for. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. That's going to do it for me this evening. We will be back Tuesday through Thursday, normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a little bit of Jedi Survivor. We'll have a little bit of golf playing in the Ryder Cup later this week. Friendly reminder, we have 2 bonus streams. Wednesday, we've got a Ryder Cup match, 4-ball at 4 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Stream will go live 45 minutes ahead of time, so like 3:15. And we've got an 8 a.m. match on Saturday, ranked singles against PGA Dave. Again, stream will start about 45 minutes ahead of time. That'll give us some time to warm up, so look forward to those. Thank you guys all for being here. We are going to go and raid out. Say hello to Mr. Turd Ferguson. Looks like they're playing some... look like they're just hanging out and playing some alt shots. So let's go say hello. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Mondays.